Hello crafty friends, welcome to another mixed media ideas video. Today I've got two pieces of texture pasted paper. To create these I taped two scraps of mixed media paper together, took a cracked paving type stencil and used my cake icing smoother tool to push some Liquitex light modelling paste through the stencil. I then removed the stencil and left the paste to dry. So I'm going to colour these one at a time. This one I'm going to add some metallic watercolour to. So I've spritzed it with water and I've got a dark copper metallic watercolour here. And I'll just mix in some of these different metallics. For a bit of contrast, I'm just going to drop in a bit of black metallic here and there. And I'm going to let that dry naturally. And for this one, I'm going to go for blues and greens because it's given me kind of watery vibes as well as paving slab grungy type vibes. So we'll go for some blue, some teal and some green. And I'll let that dry on its own. So let's start with the watery one. I'm thinking some type of garden pond scene. I'm going to start by mounting this on some white card, giving it a little border. The final card is going to be 5 by 7. I think that will give the scene enough room to breathe. And I'll make the border 1/8 of an inch. So this is going to go on here, so over to the left, but in the middle vertically. I'll just make sure that's on straight. So I've got some dies that I'm going to cut some plant life from. And I've grabbed my green scraps, not scraps, cardstock drawer. Just thinking of what colours. I'm going to cut from these and see what it looks like. This is very tealy, bluey green, and I want these to contrast and stand out from the background. So I've cut lots of pieces of foliage or plant life in different greens, and I'm thinking a arrangement over on this side like this, and then some dragonflies or mayflies, maybe a butterfly kind of flying around. So I want the tall bits at the back, and then maybe some medium size and some smaller bits at the front here, and I might have some kind of rock or something there to cover up all those bits. So I've got way more than I need, but that's absolutely fine. So that's my selection for now. Thinking Lucky Clover Distress Oxide at the base of these, which I'll apply with a finger dauber very, very gently, just to give them a little bit of shading. So where the stem is, the base of the leaves, and using the same colour on all of them will kind of unify them a bit. I think the best way to glue these down is going to be to spread some high-tack glue on my silicone mat like this and dip the die cuts in. So just pop them like that and then press down in a few places so the back of the die cut gets some glue. Lift it up, place it down. And I've got some non-stick paper here. It's leftover sticker release paper. And I can use that to press, whoops, that's gone the wrong way around, never mind. I can use that to press them down so I don't get glue all over my fingers. Just get a microfiber cloth and pick up the excess glue there. I think that's okay. Right, I'm happy with that. I definitely think I need something here. I haven't got a rock die or any grey card. I don't know where my grey card's gone. So I'm going to make a couple of rocks freehand. So freehanded a couple of rocks. I'm going to colour them with pumice stone. And then I'll cut them out with scissors and give them a bit of shading. So to make these look a little bit more die cut, I'll run around the edge with my beveling tool. That just rolls the edge over, curves it a little bit. And you'd never know these weren't cut with a die. And to shade them, I've got black soot distress oxide. So we've got a rock there and another little rock that can be sort of peeping out. These particular die cuts and some of the other ones that I've cut out look quite seaweedy, so you could also use this as an underwater scene. So I'll put some high-tack white glue on the back of the little rock there. I might lift that leaf up if I can so it's hanging over the edge of the rock. So I'll pop a little bit of craft foam along the bottom of the larger rock because it's going to need some support when I can get it off my tweezers. We'll also add glue to the top part. I'll add a bit of glue to that so it doesn't stick prematurely. I think I might also have something coming out there between the rocks. Add a little bit of lucky clover and dip that in there. Now I've got my pondy plant life there. I've got a dragonfly die, one big one and two little ones. So I've die cut the dragonfly, the big one, and the little ones from gold foil cardstock. I'm going to dip that into glue and stick it on some vellum, which I'm going to cut around in a moment. I'll use my detail scissors to cut around this. So the vellum is now stuck to the back of that. I'm going to flip it over and colour on the back of the vellum so this will show through. I've got alcohol markers here. This is an Ohuhu Honolulu B V010 faded violet. This is V18 bright lavender. And I've got turquoise BG311. So now we've got a nice gently subtly coloured butterfly, I think. Not a butterfly, dragonfly. And that may or may not show up when it's on the background, but never mind. Yeah, the lilac-y lavender colours show up fine. Probably didn't need to bother with the turquoise because the background is the same colour, but there you go. I've put glue on the back just along the body area so the wings can lift off a little bit. So I'll add glue to the back of these and have them swooping in. So for my sentiment, I've got a happy birthday that I've cut out with a stitched rectangle die. I'm going to put it a third of the way up the card in the middle. I've popped a little bit of foam tape at that end to keep it level. So I think that's fine. I've ummed and ahed about adding some Nouveau drops or little gold circles or some vellum circles even, but I'm going to leave it at that, at least for now. And now I need to think of something to do with the brown version, the paving slab rock type version. So for this card, I've decided to do a top-down view of a garden path. I mounted the panel on white as I did on the other card, but this time I put it in the middle. I've added my sentiment already, a third of the way down and a third of the way in from the right approximately. And I've also gathered some flowers. So I used this die to make some double layer flowers from some smushy purple cardstock. These are left over from a previous card making video. And these I cut from some pinky peachy coloured smushy cardstock using this die and this die. And I'm thinking a riot of colour. Whoops, if I can get it on without dropping it. A riot of colour down the sides of the garden path. And now for some foliage. I've got lots of individual green leaves that I previously die cut in a variety of greens, and I'll tuck those all around. And once I've done that, I'll add in the smaller flowers. So now for the little flowers, we've got some little pink ones and some little purple ones. Right, I have die cut myself some little ladybirds from gold cardstock, just to add to my flowers. I've got 3 to create a little gold visual triangle. And now I'm going to add some flower centres with Nouveau drops. I'm going to use white on the purple flowers and pale gold on the pink flowers, and I'll use copper on the blue flowers. And there you go, one garden path card. Really happy with that. Glad I got to use up some smushy backgrounds and spare flowers. From that one bit of stenciling, I got a garden pond and a garden path. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it's given you a few ideas, and I hope to see you back here very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.